Leslie here. Another week on Parenting Paused. And this week, we're going to jump in a little bit to the topic of control. Now, I find this to be one of the hugest, maybe is that a word, the huge topic that most of us as parents run into. Because often we over control or under control, either one. I call it we rescue or we abandon out of our emotional feeling of powerlessness. So my experience, and this may be yours too, you can check into it, is that when I feel powerless, immediately I try to compensate to feel powerful. And that is usually when I step into that controlling role and I convince myself that it's really good, it's really smart. I need to control my daughter. I need to control everything around me because I have that power. That's how it feels when I start to behave in a controlling or powerful way. Now, when I talk about that being a compensation, I want you to check in your own being of when you feel powerless. Let's say to get your kid off the computer, because I know this is a big one for so many folks, right? Your kid's on that computer and you've asked them to get off nicely. You've set your limits. You've told them all these things. And then, of course, all these feelings start up inside. You may feel frustration at first. And then maybe anger starts to happen as you tell them and they won't do it. And then maybe you start threatening, you start saying you're going to take things away. And then you start to maybe puff up even bigger and tell them that you're going to pull the internet. Whatever you're going to do, you can see how the more powerless you may feel, the more power you start to exhibit, which is control, because you start to feel most likely out of control. And it feels like the computer has the control or the kid has the control. And that can feel so incredibly scary as the parent. So then the mind will tell us that we need that power. The computer's going to fry their brain. This is bad for them. They're going to get addicted. And I'm not saying anything of those things are going to happen or not happen. We're not talking about that because the mind's going to make up all these reasons. Think about this for a moment to actually justify your actions. All right. So as you justify your actions of needing to take control, needing to have power over, you separate out more and more from your connection with your heart and with your child. And in my experience, until I connect up with my heart by sitting with those feelings of powerlessness, I do it in my safe seat. And when I can really honor that and say, of course I feel powerless because I don't know what to do. And of course I want my child to be okay. And of course I don't want my child to be addicted or fry their brain or anything. And as I soothe that energy and really see, hear, and understand the powerlessness one in me, the one that's feeling powerless, I can meet her. Then I can come back a little bit more into my adult rational mind that in this moment, none of those big things are happening that I'm projecting out to give me power. Because if I feel my child's going to be addicted or my child is addicted, you can imagine that feeds my power. Or if I feel that they're frying their brain for the future and they're never going to be able to do anything in their future, which we go to, right? Then I power, like I have energy to power, right? So if I take that energy, and I'm going to support you in doing this week, at least for a moment. You may still do all those things with your kid, but the next time you go into the room and you see them on the computer, just take a moment to recognize, what are you feeling? And notice the sensations in your body and your feelings. And then what are you thinking? And then if you are able to recognize that maybe you feel powerless or out of control, see what it's like instead of trying to get your kid off the computer or to get them to change, that you go in and you meet yourself in that place inside and you offer such kindness to those feelings. All right, you just take that energy and you say, of course, of course, of course, of course. This is what we do in our safe seats. We say, of course, so we meet that feeling of powerlessness so that when we grow ourselves up, as I say, once I've attended to that emotional energy, I end up back in my adult, and then I can go use my rational brain to go be with my child. I may go in and sit down next to them and watch it a little bit, or ask them what they're doing, or I open the door to curiosity in that moment of what's happening and attend to that, what's right in front of me, instead of building all my energy into the future, projecting out into the future, and then slamming my kid with that force, with that power. Okay? So this week you're going to play with that. And as I say, that power is then trying to control or manipulate the environment or the behavior instead of coming alongside it to actually see what feelings are driving that behavior in your child and then meeting them where they are. I know this is hard, but I know you can do it. If you meet them where you are and you attend to your being, then heart to heart, you can be with your child. And who knows what will happen. Let me know what you find out. All right, I hope you have a beautiful week this week. Go to this website if you want to download the Safe Seat Process. There's a free version there, 5-day video series that I have. And as I say, always sending you pure joy. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.